American soldiers. But when we got hit, as we were leaving, our stock market was higher than it was just prior to COVID coming, and nobody thought a thing like that was possible. The stock market was actually higher than it was just prior to COVID. And, you know, we had so many people that did such a great job in this country, but we had this country going. We had the greatest economy in history. We had no inflation. We were all of the things that we talked about with energy. We were at a level that we've never been at, and we were ready to rock and roll. And then we had a terrible result in an election that should have never happened. We ended the NAFTA disaster, the worst trade deal ever made, and replaced it with USMCA. Nobody thought that was possible. The congressmen here, most of them didn't think it was possible because we had to go through Congress. We had to end it. It had tremendous constituencies. The best trade deal ever made was the USMCA. And it was a giant win for Florida farmers and growers and producers. You know that. Tremendous win. I appointed nearly 300 federal judges and 3 great Supreme Court justices, which has been amazing. I kept my promise and recognized Israel's eternal capital and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. I also recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. And really, probably most importantly, but they did nothing with it, I withdrew from the disastrous Iran nuclear deal, but they were supposed to do something with it. And you could have, because Iran didn't have any money. For 4 straight years under the Trump administration, I kept America safe, I kept Israel safe, and I kept the entire world safe. We were safe. We had nothing. This is shocking, what's going on. What's going on now is shocking. All over the planet, our enemies knew that if you try to kill our citizens, we will kill you. If you spill a drop of American blood, we will spill a gallon of your blood. That's what it was. And it wasn't a threat. That was just the way it was going to have to be. And we do it because we want to make sure that we're not starting wars. We didn't have to start wars. In the debate with beautiful Hillary Clinton, she said, look at him. Look at the way he talks. He's going to get us into wars. He's going to start World War III. And I said, no. It's the way I talk that will keep you out of World War III. And when you think of it, how important elections are, you'd have millions of people alive right now if the election wasn't rigged. They'd be alive. Ukraine, Israel, the attack would have never been made. All these people would be alive. The cities would be thriving. To every American who is petrified that Joe Biden's catastrophic weakness will bring our country to ruin, which he has a great chance of doing, it's close to that anyway, close to economic ruin, I make you this promise as your president, and nobody else can say it. I will restore peace through strength, and yes, I am the only one that will prevent World War III because we are very close to World War III. And I know all the players. I know them all. I know them all, every one of them. We will prevent. And this won't be a First World War, a Second World War. This will be obliteration because the level of power, of weaponry, of power, you've never seen anything like. You don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. When they talk about global warming, because in 250 years our ocean's going to be 1/100 of an inch higher. And they never mentioned the power of nuclear weapons, where one madman can do damage the likes of which nobody has ever seen before. It's just crazy. It's just crazy to see it. It's crazy to talk about it. But I will stop, and it'll happen very quickly. There will not be a World War III, and we are closer than anybody understands. To protect our citizens from foreign threats, I will build a state-of-the-art missile defense shield. We will build that. We will build that. We need it. And it'll be jobs for America. It'll be built in America. You know, we developed the technology. Nobody else, by the way. A lot of people are like, oh, we developed the technology. No, the technology was developed by us. And it works. I mean, you see it. You know, Ronald Reagan wanted to do it, but at that time, they really didn't have the technology. The concept was good, but they did. We have unbelievable technology. You can shoot a needle out of the air. It's incredible. But we do that. Wouldn't you feel a little safer, a little more comfortable if we could do that? And it's jobs in America. I will end Joe Biden's war on American energy and unleash our most powerful economic weapon. This is our most powerful economic weapon. You know what it is? Drill, baby, drill. Most powerful weapon we have. We will stop Joe Biden's inflation disaster, and we will rebuild the greatest economy in the history of the world with tax cuts, regulation cuts, energy price cuts, and interest rates cuts like you've never seen before. You know, we had a 2% interest rate, and now it's 8, 9, and 10%, and you can't get the money anyway. So what difference is there? Nobody's buying houses anymore. And unlike Ron DeSanctimonious, I will always protect Social Security and Medicare for our great seniors, because Ron wanted to obliterate Social Security, and he wanted to raise the minimum age to 70 or even 75. When I get back into the Oval Office, we will totally obliterate the rest of the deep state. We're going to obliterate it. And we will together restore law and order in our country. We will completely overhaul the DOJ to investigate every Marxist prosecutor in America for their illegal, racist, and reverse enforcement of the law. And on day one, I will also sign a new executive order to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, transgender insanity,